Zechariah 12:3 declares, "In that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces. Though all the people of the earth, through all the people of the earth will be gathered against it." Sorry, let me take that back because I totally screwed up. I'm reading it wrong. Though all the people. Yes, okay, my bad. Take two. Gary, get your scripture right. All right, let's go. Can't you read, Franchi? All right. Zechariah 12:3 declares, "In that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it." Well, today at the United Nations, that prophecy materialized before our eyes. Diplomats fled Netanyahu's speech like rats abandoning ship. Empty chairs where world leaders should stand with democracy's lone Middle East outpost. The same nations that wept for Holocaust victims now abandon their descendants. From college campuses chanting "From the river to the sea" to European streets funded by Nazi fortune heirs, the world unites against Israel exactly as prophesied. The spiritual significance is undeniable, so keep watching. And as nations abandon Israel and prophecy unfolds, the same anti-God forces attack your family's economic survival. 1 in 4 low-income households sacrifice 15% of income for electricity while globalists orchestrate world betrayal. Since 2022, they've weaponized energy costs rising faster than inflation, part of their broader assault on Judeo-Christian civilization. You can fight back with this energy-saving device that stabilizes electrical current, reduces dirty electricity, helps lower bills designed to break you. Just plug it in, instantly resist their economic persecution. Get your $100 utility rebate certificate. This is 60% off at don'twastepower.com. Stand with truth. You can get your order at don'twastepower.com. So I saw the video today. The very first thing that came to my mind is that in the last days, they will turn against Israel. The whole world. It's almost as if the prophet Zechariah was shown this vision.
Please, order in the hall. Please, order in the hall.
The whole world you just saw right there turning against Israel, exactly as the prophet stated. Here's a shot of the Colombian delegation from the floor walking out on Netanyahu. You can hear the chants in the background, "Free, free Palestine." She walks out with a raised fist, looks over her shoulder to make sure that she's still being recorded. It's all theatrics, but it's all biblical. Now, that did not deter Netanyahu. He went on to speak directly to the hostages and to Hamas, saying, "Lay down your arms, let my people go." I think we've got another one here. Here. Look at this. Dozens of delegates. This is another angle. We're going to get to some of his remarks in a moment. Dozens of delegates left the United Nations. Here, look at it. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. So there he is. He's approaching the podium. I've never seen this at the UN ever.
Please, order in the hall. Please, order in the hall. Please, order in the hall.
I mean, tell me that's not a fulfillment of prophecy. There was a post here that really made an interesting point with respect to what he said. Okay. Netanyahu compares Palestinian state to Al-Qaeda near New York City.
1 mile from giving the Palestinians a state 1 mile from Jerusalem after October 7th is like giving Al-Qaeda a state 1 mile from New York City after September 11th. This is sheer madness. It's insane, and we won't do it. Giving the Palestinians...
He continued to give his remarks. Check this out. Okay, this is actually what I wanted to play. Netanyahu announces Israeli intelligence is streaming this speech live to every Gazan and Hamas phone, and he has a message.
I now say, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to special efforts by Israeli intelligence, my words are now also being carried. They're streamed live to the cell phones of Gazans. So to the remaining Hamas leaders and to the jailers of our hostages, I now say, lay down your arms. Let my people go. Free the hostages, all of them, the whole 48. Free the hostages now.
The hall is empty.
If you do, you will live. If you don't, Israel will hunt you down.
So, Israeli intelligence beaming that message. But what happened at the United Nations is really part of a larger trend that we've seen lately of the fulfillment of this prophecy. We have seen actions here from the river to the sea. Palestine will live forever. Protesters supporting Palestine and opposing Trump's cancellation of the immigration status for Palestine supporters gathered west of the U.S. Capitol in an event separate from the anti-Trump event on the National Mall. So some of those chants you heard in the United Nations Hall. Here, Laura Loomer, October 29th, 2024. Outside of Kamala Harris' D.C. Ellipse rally, Democrats are screaming, Israel, go to hell. So there's a massive movement underway right now. Clearly, it has been written. And that's truly what I believe. Here is Florence. Kamika Rosa writes, Florence knows which side to be on. Free Palestine from the river to the sea. Erupting worldwide, reaching the United Nations. Libercrat posting this on March 18th. Imagine chanting from the river to the sea, and when asked which river and sea, you don't even know.
You guys chanted from the river to the sea?
Yes.
Okay, which river, which sea?
The sea of...
So you don't know. No. And the answer was the Mediterranean and the Jordan. You guys chanted from the river to the sea?
Yes.
Okay, which river, which...
Yeah, how many of these people even know what they're chanting about? But anti-Semitism rapidly on the rise, concerned citizen writing. This is in England, manifesting itself in a real-life action as these Englishmen find it funny to drive around the streets spraying Jews with water guns. I mean, just laughing at it. Here, Drama Alert writes, Hassan Piker attacked for the D.C. shooting by the ADL's head. Quote, this gamer Hassan Piker, who regularly employs awful genocidal rhetoric against the Jewish people and the Jewish state. I don't even know who this guy is. He's just recently come on my radar. Apparently, I guess he's a gamer.
We've got to stop this because the consequences are deadly. But all of us need to call it out. I'm thinking about the New York Times doing a gauzy profile a few weeks ago of this gamer, Hassan Piker, who regularly employs awful genocidal rhetoric against Jewish people and the Jewish state. Like, extremists should not be empowered. People who spout prejudice should not be platformed. This is a moment when we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, we've got to stop this because the consequences are deadly. But
I mean, he's calling for deplatforming. Of course, that would be the ADL for you. Following Mangaka, anti-Semitism comes from both sides, they write. The American right blames Jewish conspiracy for globalism, communism, BLM, and LGBT activism. The American left wants Israel exterminated off the face of the map because they're white colonialists. It's tiring. But that just proves the point that this biblical prophecy is coming to pass. That's really the point of this message. I'm not like advocating either way here. The point I'm making is that this is the culmination of these protests reaching the United Nations. And I'm getting some serious Zechariah 12:3 vibes. I mean, I really don't know how much further I could go into this, but here. This is another example. Maureen Engelhorn, one of the major organizers of the anti-Israeli protests in Europe. Her wealth comes from her great-grandfather, Frederick Engelhorn, who made his fortune from producing Zyklon B, the gas used by the Nazis to murder Jews during the Holocaust. Well, isn't that interesting? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? So I just want to bring this to your attention because prophecy is something that I love to follow. And this was the first thing that came to my attention, to my mind. I mean, my spirit was woken up by that moment, by that scripture, by that visual today. I mean, who can forget what happened outside Washington, D.C.? Chicago man Elias Rodriguez, the suspect arrested over the deadly shooting at the Capitol Jewish Museum, killed 2 Israeli embassy staff in D.C. And here's his arrest.
Outside! No. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free!
So, I mean, he's chanting the exact same thing they were chanting in the United Nations, what they're chanting on the streets of Washington, D.C., what they're chanting in Florence, what they're chanting all over the world. Again, another example of how this prophecy is coming to pass. And with the report we did regarding what's happening in the United Kingdom with the digital ID and the connection people are making to the mark of the beast. Like, all these things are connected in the spiritual realm. So just make sure your soul is ready for whatever comes next. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is not just geopolitics, it's prophecy in motion. When diplomats walk out on Israel's leader, when nations rush to recognize terrorist states, when the UN becomes a theater of abandonment, we are watching Zechariah's words manifest. The world gathers against Jerusalem exactly as foretold. Even former allies desert God's chosen nation while Hamas celebrates their betrayal. Netanyahu compared giving Palestinians a state after October 7th to giving al-Qaeda territory next to New York after 9/11. The comparison is perfect, yet deaf ears multiply. The same Europe that hosts rallies funded by Nazi fortune heirs now turns its back on Holocaust survivors' children. From campus mobs to EU capitals, anti-Semitism disguised as politics spreads like a prophetic plague. So here's my question. Is the world's abandonment of Israel fulfilling end-time prophecy? Yes or no? Share your biblical insight below and stand with truth. Visit our merch shop and wear your convictions proudly.